What's up everyone, and welcome back to another TV Box Top review. Featured in today's video is a certified model from Mecool running on Google TV OS version 11 with full Netflix ESN certification and digital rights to stream official movie services in HD and 4K with HDR. This is the new Mecool KM7 Plus and it runs on the Amlogic S905 Wi-Fi CPU on 2GB of LPDDR4 RAM and 16 GB of internal storage. So as usual in this review, we take a detailed look at its hardware and features, and based on its price we'll see if it's a good option for streaming in comparison to devices such as the Fire Stick or the Google Chromecast. So don't go anywhere, that's up next. And welcome back. So in this purchase you get the KM7 Plus model itself, one Bluetooth voice remote with Google Assistant feature and dedicated buttons for Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus and YouTube, one HDMI cable, a 12 volts 1 amp 12 watt DC power supply, and a user manual. For its design, its entire body is made of a black and white plastic pattern which adds a modern appearance with the Mecool branding at the top. For input-output ports, it comes with one HDMI 2.1 port with support for HDR10 and HDR10+, one RJ45 Ethernet LAN port up to 100 megabits per second, so it's not a gigabit LAN port, one AV port, one optical audio port, its DC power input jack, a pair of USB 2.0 ports, and a micro SD card reader with a maximum read capacity of 128 GB. To its front, it has 3 LED indicators for IR signal, network activity, and power indication. And its bottom panel has 4 anti-skid rubber feet with lots of ventilation holes. So the first startup process includes the pairing of the Bluetooth remote, logging in using your Google account credentials, configuring Google Assistant, and the option to set up the remote to control the volume and power on your TV. So this is your Google TV launcher, and if I open the settings area under the About section, here you can see it's built using the Android 11 TV OS SDK. Here is its firmware build information, and it also shows that it has a Netflix ESN certification. For firmware features, you get 4K display up to 2160p at 59.94 Hz according to my capture card. You get HDR display with the option to set it to adaptive HDR. It has 10-bit and 12-bit color formats. It has HDMI CEC options, Google Assistant feature, Google Casting feature, ambient mode options, and 52 various languages to choose from. And now a quick look at its system and hardware information. So the manufacturer of this hardware is Skyworth Digital, and it's an Amlogic chipset with 2GB of LPDDR4 RAM and 16GB of internal storage. Its Bluetooth version is 5.0. Its CPU is the Amlogic S905 Wi-Fi quad-core Cortex A35 model, configured in 32-bit mode with a maximum CPU clock speed of 2.0 GHz. It also only has support for 32-bit apps and games. For display and graphics, it comes with the Mali G31 GPU, and here it shows when connected to my TV, it has a refresh rate of 60 Hz with OpenGL version 3.2. Its wireless network adapter delivers dual-band 2.4 GHz plus 5 GHz AC Wi-Fi connectivity. Under Android, it shows that its Android 11 operating system is not rooted. Under Devices, it shows that its GPU has Vulkan API version 1.1 support. This will provide standard performance with most Android games. You can't get its temperature reading because they have disabled the temperature sensor. This is not a good thing for them to do, as there is no way of monitoring the CPU's temperature during intensive activities. I recommend placing a cooling fan below the box during gaming if that's your intention. Under codecs, it comes with all the decoders for the playback of 4K HDR, HLG, and AV1 videos. And it also has decoders for surround sound audio such as Dolby Atmos, EAC3, and the DTS HD. However, it lacks Dolby Vision decoders. So that's its system and hardware information. So moving on to streaming from premium movie streaming services. Under the About section, we already saw that it comes with a Netflix ESN certification, which ensures that if you have an HD or 4K Netflix subscription, you can watch movies in the highest resolution. And if you take a look at its DRM information, it shows that it has Google Widevine Level 1 with the latest HDCP 2.3 protection. This encrypts the outgoing HDMI signal to protect these streaming services from piracy. It also shows to the top a list of supported audio and video decoders, its HDR display types. Here it shows that it supports HDR10 and HDLG, and it does not support HDR10 Plus or Dolby Vision. It shows that it does not have a wide color gamut, and it confirms that it has a maximum refresh rate of 59.94 Hz. And for a demonstration, here on Netflix, it shows in 4K HDR resolution with Dolby Atmos. It also triggers the HDR10 feature on this TV, but not Dolby Vision. In Prime Video, the same applies. You get 4K UHD display with HDR and Dolby Atmos. You don't get Dolby Vision.
The master I apprenticed to used to speak of the wonders of your craft. I never dreamed I'd ever get the chance to see them in person.
You a smith?
Well, nothing like your artistry.
For watching YouTube videos, with the Android TV version as standard in this operating system, you can watch videos in 4K 2160p at 60Hz with HDR. This box comes with Google Assistant feature, and one of its uses besides voice search and voice commands is that it integrates easily into your Google Home ecosystem. Once you have Google Home set up on your mobile phone and the box is connected to the same network as your phone will automatically detect it, which in turn allows you to control the box's volume as well as cast your mobile phone to the box so you can watch YouTube videos and other content in as high as HD 1080p resolution. Let's now take a look at its 4K video playback, and we are looking for HDR10, AV1 and HLG video decoding playing smoothly. This is the AV1 video.
Only a win for Barca would be enough because it would give them the same number of points as Atletico, but the head-to-head goal difference is what counts in the case of a tie on point.
So the video played smoothly, and the HDR10 and HLG features triggered on my TV, and the AV1 video played without issues. For surround sound formats, you have to set the audio settings to pass through to get various formats, as setting it to automatic results in the Dolby Surround format being output continuously no matter what you are playing. So here it outputs Dolby Atmos.
This is Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio.
When set to front surround speakers, you get Dolby Digital Plus.
Pull your vehicle to the side of the road. Whoa! What is this place?
When you play a DTS HD Master audio video, you get DTS Virtual X instead. In this video, you get Dolby Surround and Dolby True HD.
This is the left channel. Next, center channel. Over here is the right channel.
And when you attempt to play a DTS X video, you get DTS Virtual X instead. So using the MX Player, it can output Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Surround, Dolby True HD, and the DTS Virtual X. You don't get DTS HD Master Audio or DTS X. For playing Android games, you are very restricted in what you can play due to its limited RAM and internal storage. If you attempt to install games such as Real Racing 3, Dead Effect 2 or Asphalt 9, they will install but will not run due to insufficient RAM. Only smaller games such as Beach Buggy will run. Now for some benchmarks and where it places on my rankings chart. First, it's RAM and internal storage read and write speeds. It has a RAM copy speed of 3784 megabytes per second and internal storage read speed of 126 megabytes per second and a write speed of 50 megabytes per second. For Wi-Fi and Ethernet LAN speeds, it's 5 GHz band based on my network of 154 megabits per second achieved the maximum speed of my network. The 2.4 GHz band performs pretty well also, clocking 100 megabits per second, which is 65% of my network speed, and this is also above what we would usually get from models in this range. Its LAN port, which is not a gigabit LAN port, could only muster an average of 94 megabits per second, which is 61% of my network speed. and in the Antutu benchmark it scored 83,219. Here's a look at the scores from its CPU single-core and multi-core performance, and these are the results of its GPU performance. I will now place these scores on the chart and let's see where it places. So here's a look at my rankings chart, and the new Mecool KM7 Plus is at position 51 based on its Antutu benchmark score, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating based on its pros and cons. It's currently priced at $78.99, but you can get it for $71.09 with a 10% discount coupon using this link right here. To access this chart, see the link in the description below this video. So in summary, Mecool has released another certified model to view premium movie streaming services in HD and 4K, but some might be wondering why these certified models are limited to 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. Well, information coming to me from developers reveal that this limitation is due to a Google certification requirement that mandates models to have 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage, which makes no sense to me at all. Nonetheless, what I can't understand on the part of Mecool is why they couldn't include Dolby Vision decoders in this model. So friends, this brings to an end another TV Box review. Special thanks go out to Mecool for sending their model for review, and if the information contained in this video was of value, then I kindly ask that you give it the thumbs up to support this channel and use the link and coupon in the description to purchase. If this is the first time viewing one of my videos and the information contained in this video piqued your interest, then I only ask that you click the subscribe button and ring the notifications bell to keep in the loop as to when I release new videos or decide to do a giveaway. Stay tuned for more TV Box videos and see you in the next one.